hundreds of thousands of those illegally entering the country. We have seen hundreds of thousands of migrant children that have been lost. There is nothing sensible and humane about that. Mm. There is nothing sensible and humane about having terrorists walk across our border and come into this country. There is nothing sensible and humane to these wonderful families who are grieving the loss of loved ones, that somebody illegally came in the country and took the life of their loved ones. So those comments really struck me. Mm-hmm. And I want to provide you the opportunity to respond to what Senator Durbin supported, the Biden immigration policy. We had hours and hours of hearings dealing with such. He supported the Biden DHS. But to me, there is nothing sensible and humane about allowing millions of people to violate the rule of law in the United States. And I yield to you for a response.
Yes, well, thank you, Senator. When you look at the Biden immigration policies, I think Senator Durbin is ignoring the consequences of illegal immigration. Over 30% of the young girls that crossed that border during that invasion were raped and brutally harmed by people along the way. There's nobody that crossed that border, came in from Mexico, that didn't have to pay a cartel member to get into this country. Those cartels have been enriched and made sophisticated and professionalized by the money that Joe Biden facilitated putting into their pockets by allowing that invasion to happen and funneling people into the cartel's hands. I also would say that 4,000 people died during that invasion. When people were coming into this country, died because of the inhumane circumstances that were going on, from the heat that they were having to deal with, from drowning in the river. It was not humane what we saw being facilitated by the Biden administration. So every day, the people at the Department of Homeland Security get up to defend this country and our borders and the citizens that live here. I know, Senator Durbin, that you appear to be very concerned about illegal immigrants that are in this country. I will tell you that as a Secretary of Homeland Security, I am very concerned in doing my job and protecting American citizens. That's my number one priority, and I will continue to enforce the law and make sure it applies equally to everyone that's in this country.
Thank you.
Blackburn strongly rejects Durbin's description of Biden's border approach as sensible and humane, arguing it led to mass illegal crossings, lost migrant children, cartel enrichment, migrant deaths and assaults, crimes committed by undocumented immigrants. The DHS Secretary responds by doubling down, citing abuse of migrant girls, cartel payments, and thousands of deaths, framing strict enforcement as a truly humane approach and emphasizing protection of American citizens as DHS's top priority. This wasn't just a policy disagreement, it was a battle over the word humane. Blackburn reframes humanity as border enforcement. The Secretary reinforces that narrative by tying Biden-era policies to cartel violence and migrant suffering. Politically, this is strategic. Republicans argue compassion without enforcement fuels chaos. Democrats argue enforcement without compassion lacks morality. This exchange highlights the core 2026 immigration debate. Is toughness cruelty, or is it responsibility? Immigration is no longer just about border security. It's about defining what humanity in policy really means.